Hello everybody. Hopefully my connection doesn't stop because our internet's been super weird lately. See some people hop on. See, I know it's kind of awkward part of the day. Let's see here. Oh, we got some two people. Make sure you say hi below so I know who's on here because I can't see. It doesn't show me all the time who's on here. Oh, there's Samantha. Hello. I'll just wait a couple more seconds before I officially start. Hello, Shelly. Happy Monday, everybody. All right. We've got a few people on here, so I'll just start talking. So I figured I should go live because I have quite a few new followers, so not everyone quite knows my whole story. A lot of people are just now joining in. I'm almost 2 years into my new journey I've been on, and so thank you, Sabrina. God, I get so sidetracked, you guys, like squirrel, so I try to read your comments as I go. If I don't answer right away, I will scroll back through. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share my story for you guys, especially since, like I said, there are a ton new people who are following me and might not quite know how I started, where I started, and how I've gotten to where I am now. So, backtracking, I grew up a dancer. I danced all the way up until high school, and so I was always pretty active, and then I did cheerleading in high school. I never had a huge problem with weight. I was actually pretty skinny my whole life growing up. And then, so high school, I started to gain a little bit of weight, but it wasn't much. I was pretty active. I think the big change was when I went into college. I gained the freshman 15. And that was because I stopped working out. I stopped being active, and my eating choices weren't the best. And I've never grew up with the knowledge of nutrition and like knowing what was good and all that stuff. So I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know what I was doing to my body. I was gaining all this weight. My confidence was going down. I was not happy. I was depressed. I just wasn't happy with how I felt, and I wasn't in a good spot. And at that time, I didn't necessarily know that. I thought I was happy, but being where I am now and looking back, I was just like, oh my God, not happy back then. So like I said, I was never into health or fitness. I don't have a huge background in it. I've really only gained knowledge of this since I started my coaching stuff 2 years ago. I met Cam, when was that? I think I was first year in college or whatever, something like that. We started dating in 2010, so it's been like 6 years, but he was a personal trainer, so he kind of got me into fitness a little bit. We worked out together, but being like my boyfriend, he didn't always want to like help me, and I didn't want to always listen to him. We wanted to do our own things, whatever. So I guess he somewhat got me into fitness, but then we just lacked that motivation and stuff, so we just let ourselves go, just go on the flow. Our typical diet was usually top ramen, Totino's pizzas, mac and cheese. I made fettuccine alfredo all the time. So we weren't healthy, even though like we worked out. And so when was it? It was 2000. Sorry, I just choked on spit. It was 2015 when the coaching opportunity was presented to us. We were very hesitant at first. I definitely did not want to coach because, believe it or not, I was very, very, very shy back then. And it's taken a lot of personal development and personal growth to get me to where I am today, and I'm still working through these things. But I was a very shy person, and I was like, there's no way in hell that I would be able to coach because, one, I'm not even where I want to be physically, and there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to post videos and talk to people because that's freaking scary. So I was like, I am not coaching. So Cam got started with coaching. I got started with a program. We found our mentor online. And she was like, she shared her transformation, and I was like, I want to look like that. So we reached out to her, and I got started with the program. I got put in my accountability group, and that's when things started to change. I had never really had a support system like that, and I think that's what made the biggest difference of me staying consistent with everything, was because I was put into a group that we all had like the same mindset. We all had the same similar goals, not exact same goals, but we all wanted to get healthier and live a healthier lifestyle. So surrounding myself in that atmosphere and that community really put me in that mindset of like, oh, I can do this. Like, and it just kept me motivated. And then what's nice is Cam obviously got started with coaching, and his story is completely different than mine, which is why I wanted to share a little bit of my story, because I don't always go live by myself, which is a fear of mine. Fancy that. So, stepping out of my comfort zone, and I'm going live by myself. So here I am. You gotta face your fears, and one of my favorite quotes is, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because you have to get out of your comfort zone to be able to grow as a person, and the more you do that, the more you realize things really aren't that scary. So here I am, going live by myself for all of you to hear. And this just goes to show that anyone can do this, because if I can do this, seriously, anyone can do this. I hear a lot of people, I get a lot of people that come up to me and they're like, you're just so motivating and inspiring and so outgoing, and I'm just like, I wasn't always like this, you guys. I was a very shy person. I was in this shell, like hiding inside myself. The only way you would really get me to talk is if I had a few drinks, and then I would talk to you. Or if we were like really close friends, then obviously I would talk. But meeting strangers was not fun for me. I was super socially awkward, I think. Not necessarily awkward. I was just very quiet, and I was just awkward. Let's just put it at that. I was awkward, you guys. And so, yeah, I don't know. And I hear when I hear that from people being like, oh, you're just this person that I could never be. Like, no, I was not always this way. I've become this person because I started this. And that's a big piece of my story, is how much coaching has been able to pull me out of my comfort zone and pull me out of my shell and really realize who I am and my passion. Once I started my program, backtracking, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Once I started my program, it was about a week or so into it. That's when I was like, maybe I really could do this coaching thing. Like, I'm liking these programs. I'm getting results. I'm already like posting and sharing my journey on social media, which is exactly what a coach does. So having Cam already be a coach, I kind of got to see the behind the scenes things, and got to hear stories of other people's successes in this business and how they were able to go from being super poor to now being super successful with this business. And I was like, well, if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like, there are people like my mentor, for example. She was a broke waitress, an art student. She used to be into drugs and alcohol, and because of like coaching and stuff, she's been able to totally transform her life, and now she's like one of the most she's the number 2 coach in the whole entire company. So seeing that, where she was and where she is now, I'm just like, okay, there's like no excuse for me not to be able to do that. So I was like, I'm gonna go for this. Why not? Like, I have nothing to lose. I hate my job. I hate where I'm at. I was happy in my marriage, don't get me wrong, but I was not happy with my life. I was not happy with the direction I was going. I went to school to be a massage therapist, which I was for the past 3 years. My first job as a massage therapist was not the most greatest job, but it paid the bills. So I put up with it. But I was getting to that point to where I was just coming home constantly and complaining about how much I hated it and how much it was just draining me and all the negativity. And I was like, I found myself, like, literally, I remember this. I find myself sitting at work talking with, like, coworkers, and we're like, is this what we're going to be doing the rest of our life? Because this freaking sucks. And I know if I'm thinking that, then there's multiple people thinking that. And so that's where I am always posting, because I want you guys to know that there are other opportunities for you than what you're doing now if you are unhappy. And I'm not saying everyone's unhappy with their life and their job. Some people love what they're doing, and that's cool. Like, good for you. That's awesome. But I'm reaching out to those people who are fed up, who hate, like, every morning they wake up and they're like, ugh, I don't want to go to work. Like, I hate it. The people are so negative. I hate my coworkers. I hate my boss. My boss is a douchebag. Like, I never can get time off to see my friends or family. I can never go travel. I can never go do these things I want to do because of this job, but I have to work this job because I have to pay bills. And that's exactly where I was, guys. And that's exactly where Cam was. And that's a huge part of why we do what we do, is because we were so fed up with how we were living our life, how, like, our jobs, like, we were so unhappy. And we got to that point where, like, enough's enough. Like, I'm done with this. I can't live like this the rest of my life. We want to go travel. We want to go do all these things, but where we were in life, that we wouldn't be allowed to do that. And so we're like, we need to find a way out. We need to do something. And lo and behold, this coaching opportunity fell in our laps. And I was like, Cam, you should really look into this, because it was like, oh, if you're into fitness, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you should look into this. He's like, no, that's just a scam. Like, I'm not doing that, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's go back to our jobs we hate. But it took a couple times of seeing that post on social media, and I was like, okay, we hate our jobs. You are miserable. You need to look into this opportunity. And so he did, and he just went for it. And that's what you have to do. You have to take that leap. And I posted a video of, what's his name? Steve Harvey, I believe. And I think I talked about this in one of my other live videos. Was he did a motivational speech where he was talking about, like, how every successful person eventually had to jump. And if they never jump, they would never be where they are today. And when you jump, and this is the key piece that is so true, when you jump, your parachute is not going to open right away. Like, you're going to have these downs, and you're going to get bruised and cut up and hit rocks and go through all these obstacles. But eventually, if you just keep pushing through, your parachute will open, and you're just going to be soaring up in the sky and so happy, and your life's going to be amazing. And it's because you took that jump, and it's because you kept pushing through no matter what, no matter how hard things got, you kept pushing through, and eventually your parachute opened, and that's when your life will begin, you guys. Like, Cam and I are right at that point of where our parachute is starting to open. And it's taken almost 25 years really, but, and for Cam, almost 30. He'll get mad if I say that. He's not 30 yet, you guys. He's 29, so we'll go with 29 years. It's taken that long for us to get to this point. 2 years, technically, is when we officially, like, started to change our lives, and we're like, we need to do something, or else we're going to be miserable and hate our lives the rest of our life, and that's no way to live. And so we took that jump to try this opportunity, even though we had no idea how we were going to make it work, but we believed in it, and we've had that mindset of, like, we're going to make this work no matter what, and it's working for us. We've both been able to quit our jobs. He quit his job last May. I quit my massage job, when was that? End of July. and we do coaching full time now. And we never thought that we would be able to do this. We never intended to be doing this in our life, but we are. And it's because we decided that it was time to make a change, and we weren't going to listen to our excuses. We weren't going to listen to all of our self-doubt, our limiting beliefs. Like, your mind will trick you into making you think that what you're doing is okay. And like, anytime something a little bit scary comes up, they're going to be like, whoa. Like, no, you're comfortable, you're okay, like, you don't need to do that. Your life is fine. Like, but really, deep down inside, you're like, my life is so shitty. No. So, you guys need to take that jump. And that's why we share so much of what we share, is because we know there are other people out there that were exactly where we used to be, hating life. I was shy, I was unconfident. That doesn't sound right. Whatever, we'll go with it. I complained a lot. I was negative all the time. I hated my job. I was not a happy person, even though it may have, I don't know, maybe it didn't seem like that to other people, but to me, I thought I was happy, even though I wasn't. But once I've started coaching, my life has changed completely. And I think the biggest piece of coaching that has been the biggest thing for me is being able to grow as a person, and being able to get out of my shell and gain more confidence. And I've been able to build this body that I never thought I could have. Like, I remember looking at girls and being like, oh my God, she has abs and muscles. Like, I want to look like that. But I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, but that's just not your body type. So, you just don't ever look like that. Carry on with your life. And it's just like, no, you can look like that. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop wishing for a life that you wish you could have. Stop wishing for this body and start taking action and decide that you want it. You guys, your why and your desire has to be strong enough and stronger than your excuses, because if it's not, then you're just going to stay in the exact same place. And if you don't decide to make a change and you just keep wishing and saying you want it, but you don't decide, then there's not going to be any change in your life, and you're just going to stay stuck in this life. Keep walking around like following the herd, like 95% of the world, unhappy and negative and shitty. And that's so sad. Like, no one, it's sad because no one should have to live like that their whole entire life. And I know Cam mentioned this on one of our other videos that we did. It was like they went to it's not like a nursing home or retirement home or whatever, a place where like people were dying, and they would ask them questions and like what advice would you give to people on life? And they would always talk about what they wish they would have done. They never talked about things they did do. And so I don't want to be like that when I'm dying. I don't want to look back and be like, oh, I wish I had done this. I want to look back and be like, my life was fucking amazing, and I did everything I wanted to do, and I am happy. Because people who just walk through life and don't do anything with it, like, life, what is life to you? Like, so many people don't even know what life is. Life has so many amazing things that you could do with it. Like, for example, Cam and I, like, we want to go travel. We want to do all these amazing things, but when we tell people these things, they're just like, okay, like, whatever, you can go off into your little fantasy world there, but like, no, that's not a fantasy world, it's real life, guys. You just have to make it happen. And it all comes down to you believing in yourself, believing in the possibilities. It's not easy. You're gonna have to put in the work, but you're gonna be working your whole life anyways. So the way I see it, you might as well be doing something that's gonna benefit your life and take you somewhere, instead of doing something that you hate and building someone else's dream. You might as well be building your own dream. And doing this coaching thing, kind of side tangent, but in a sense, is like, it's so different that people instantly are like, whoa. Kind of like how Cam and I were in the beginning. We're like, no, scam, not doing this. There's no way. Like, those people aren't real. But funny thing is, they are real. Like, we're around them all the time. Like, we know, like, when I was talking about my mentor earlier, how she was a broke waitress, drug addict, alcoholic, and now she's like a millionaire. Like, it took her 5 years technically to get to that point. But she worked her ass off. And she put all of her limiting beliefs aside, and she started taking action with her life and taking control, and a lot of personal development got her there. And yeah, there were ups and downs, and there's been many times where I'm like, am I doing the right thing? And there were many times where I was like, I just want to quit. But in my mind, I had this vision, and I know what this opportunity for Cam and I, for our lives, and what it can do for our lives. And that's what motivates us to keep going, and seeing all these people who are joining us in this mission and seeing them be successful with it, it's like, yes, we are doing the right thing, because we are so much happier. We have so much more. It's brought us, like Cam and I, we've been a lot closer. Our marriage is better. We're happier. Like, it's just all combined into one, and we're like, yes, we're finally on our way to this life that we've always dreamed of but never thought was possible. And it's taken time, and we're still just at the beginning stage. Like, January? Yeah. January will be 2 years for us since we started coaching, and since I would say our life officially began. And so I can only imagine where we'll be in like 2 or 3 years from now. It's going to be insane. And I hope you guys continue to follow us, and I hope what we say doesn't come off as braggy, but more along the line. Like, why we post so much about what we post is because we want to inspire you guys to take that leap like we did, and to put all your limiting beliefs aside, and don't listen to the people who tell you like it's crazy and that it won't work. Like, those are the people who are stuck in life and stuck in their ways, are unhappy with their life, and they don't want to see you be happy with your life. So of course they're going to tell you like, this is stupid, don't go for it. You can't listen to those people. You have to start surrounding yourself with people who have done it. And those are the people you want to be around, because they've obviously already done it, and they're going to What's funny is successful people will tell you exactly what to do, on how to do exactly what they've done to get to the point of where they're at. That came off really weird. I don't even know if that just made sense. They will tell you the steps you need to take to get to the point where they are at. That makes more sense. I like that. Where unsuccessful people, they're not going to help you, because they're unhappy with their life. They're going to be negative. They're going to try and tear you down. Like when Cam and I first started coaching, especially family and friends, when we told them what we were doing, they were so, not all of you, but a lot were just like, they like made fun of us and were negative, and we're like, well, that's stupid. There's no way you can make this your full-time job. There's just no way. And they're like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. And they're like throwing all these jabs at us, and we could have easily just quit, but we didn't, because we saw the bigger picture. And now that we're starting to be more successful with it, oh, fancy that. People are starting to come around me and like, oh, look what you're doing. Like, oh, this is something. Like, yeah, we freaking told you this in the beginning that it was something, but you didn't believe us. And now how do you feel? Just kidding. But really, like those negative people, you can't listen to them, because if you listen to them, you're gonna pull yourself away from an opportunity that could literally change your life. And this opportunity has literally changed our lives. And we can share all this stuff for you guys. And like I said, we're not doing this to brag. We're doing this to inspire you. We're doing this in hopes to reach those people who are like us, stuck in life, unhappy, and to get through to you guys that like there is more to life than what you're currently doing if you're unhappy. There are other opportunities out there. You have to find it, and you have to create that opportunity for you. You can't just wait around for it. It's not just gonna happen one day. You have to start working for it, and that's what we're doing. And it's working, you guys. I promise you. Like, we're not fluffing things and like filling you full of bullshit things that we're doing. Like, no, this is real life. This is exactly what we're doing, and anyone can freaking do this. Anyone can do this, especially if I can do this, you guys. Coming from, if you're just joining me and you didn't watch the beginning, I was super shy. So coming from a super shy, just like unconfident person who is scared to talk to people, like in school, when I had to read a line, like when we're reading a book and teacher's like, oh, Courtney, read this paragraph, I would literally be like shitting my pants because I was so scared. And like my voice would shake, and like I would shake, and I'd stutter, and it was so embarrassing. And then now I'm doing all these live videos for you guys, and I'm coming out of my shell, and it's because of coaching and because I started personal development, and it's just changed my life completely. I don't even know like where I would be like if we didn't like decide to try this opportunity. We'd still be stuck in our life that we hate, most likely. I'd probably still be at my job that I was like hating, and Cam would be like, why don't you just go find another job? I was like, oh, it's too much work. I'm getting money right now. I just don't feel like it. Like, that's just being fucking lazy. I was lazy, you guys. A ton of people are lazy. And that's why they're stuck where they're stuck, because you don't want to work to get out of it. But you need to work to get out of it, otherwise you're just going to be stuck. You're just going to be stuck. Nothing's going to change. You got to make changes. Have a change in your life, everybody. So, that's it. That's that in a little nutshell. I don't even know if any of that made sense. Hopefully it did. I kind of went off on tangents a lot, but that's just me. I'm scatterbrained. I don't always make sense. I want to look through here and see if anyone had questions. Does anyone have any questions for me? I'd love to answer anything if you have anything. We'll see here. You guys are loving my hair today. Thanks. Let's see. No one has questions. Any questions? I'll be on for like one more minute here. I have my shake. It's been sitting here a while. Oh my gosh, you guys want to hear a funny story? So, I was drinking Shakeology one morning, and I took a drink, and then I was going to take a selfie. I'll have to post the picture because it was freaking hilarious. I was taking a selfie with Zoe, and I took a picture, and I looked at it, and I was like, what is that? Like, it looked like I was missing a tooth, and it was literally chocolate all over the front of my tooth. And I was like, good thing I did not Snapchat that, because that was embarrassing. It looked like you guys you've seen Bridesmaids where they're like in the little cafe, and I don't know if she has like chocolate, or I think it was chocolate like stuck to her tooth, and it was that scene, but to myself, and it was funny. I'll post a picture. Anyone want to ask questions for me? I'm an open book. If not, then I will let you guys go, because I need to go eat. I guess there's no question. Fine. Well, if you have a question for me, feel free to comment and I'll answer later, or message me or whatever. But basically, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, because you have to get out of your comfort zone to be able to make a change in your life. You can't just be stuck. That's where I was. I was stuck in my comfort zone. In the moment I decided to step out of that comfort zone, that is when my life changed, and that's where my life has begun. And just like I mentioned earlier, the Steve Harvey is like, you have to jump. Every successful person has made that decision, keyword decision. They didn't just keep thinking about it. They didn't keep just saying wishing and wanting. They decided to jump. And now they went through all those hard times and they never gave up and they kept pushing through, and finally their parachute opened, and that's when their life began. Life began. Your life begins the moment you decide to face your fears, the moment you decide to take that jump into the unknown and the scary things. That's when it'll change. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully I didn't just ramble on for nothing, and hopefully some of this made sense and it helped some of you. Even if it helps just one person, that's all I'm going for. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome Monday. And what am I doing today? I don't know. We might go live later tonight, Cam and I, so stay tuned for that. Ooh, my video is being all sketchy. So yeah, hope you guys have a good Monday, and I will talk to you guys later.